Tonight, thousands gather in northeast Arnhem Land for the return of the Garma festival. Also tonight, higher power bills here to stay after the extent of Australia's energy crisis is revealed.
Get out of the car. Out.
Hands behind your back now.
Police behaving badly. Video footage shows 2 Canberra officers roughly handling a drink driver.
It's quite exciting, really, to think that it's fallen on you in your paddock.
It came from outer space. Farmers find large pieces of space junk in the snowy mountains. Good evening, Nada Gilmore with ABC News. Well, hopes are high and the pressure is on the Prime Minister to spell out a pathway to Australia's first referendum in more than 20 years. Anthony Albanese is expected to make his first major address to Aboriginal communities this weekend at the Garma Festival, which has opened tonight in Arnhem Land. Our presenter, Dan Borscher, is at the festival and joins us. Dan, what can we expect to come out of the festival?
Nada, good evening. Well, there is already a great sense of anticipation that the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, and what seems to be half of Cabinet have arrived here at this very special lands of northeast Arnhem Land at Gulkula is the site I'm coming to you from right now. And we are expecting there to be a renewed focus and conversation on an Indigenous voice to Parliament, perhaps what that would look like, and some of the models and pathways forward. That's at least what many of the First Nations people who are gathering here from around the nation are calling for, and it started in high hopes this afternoon. You can probably hear behind me the bungal. This is a really sacred performance from the Gumatj people of the Yolngu tribe, and it's a way of welcoming those who are visiting from near and far to this country, and that's exactly how Kirsty Wellauer saw the start of this day.
Arriving to northeast Arnhem Land, the Prime Minister was gifted a traditional Yolngu welcome. Anthony Albanese made a pledge to give Indigenous Australians a voice. Now there's pressure on the Prime Minister to deliver.
We should cherish it. We should be proud of it. We should celebrate it. And we should recognise it in our national birth certificate, the Constitution of Australia.
Many here say it's time for Mr Albanese to lay out the next steps towards a referendum to create a voice to Parliament.
It's really important that we don't leave Garma without some progress.
Community leaders are calling on the Prime Minister to announce detail on what the voice to Parliament would look like and steps towards a referendum. Coming full circle from Malcolm Turnbull's rejection of the Uluru Statement right here in 2017. He's among thousands of guests here at Gulkula in northeast Arnhem Land. Welcome back to these sacred lands after this remote region was closed during the pandemic. Indigenous Australians are hoping this government will give First Nations people autonomy and power through a new advisory body. Here at Garma, the Yolngu people share rich culture and traditions and hold important discussions to progress the future of First Nations people.
Over the next
The festival began hearing from the next generation, bringing Yolngu and non-Indigenous youth together to share in cultural activities.
Other people might be learning our culture, Yolngu's culture, and I think they might love it.
While Garma has been on hiatus, the Yothu Yindi Foundation has been working to open a bilingual school, which is making a tangible impact for local families.
Tupamabaka, which sits on a small community called Gunyangara. Now, in that community is up to 30 to 35 children who are getting a school attendance rates of 90%. Now, that's quite unique in the Northern Territory.
On the agenda this weekend, a push for more accurate First Nations history to be taught in schools and the need to amplify the voices of Indigenous women.
It's them speaking about their lives and their lived realities to help inform policy designers service providers, agencies of government and governments themselves in getting it right when it matters.
This will be the Prime Minister's chance to spell out his reform agenda for Australia's first people. Hope and optimism that change is coming. Kirsty Wellauer, ABC News, Garma.
Dan Borscher joins us again. Dan, what are we hearing about what might be in the Prime Minister's speech tomorrow?
Well, Nada, that's what's driving so much anticipation this evening here on the Yolngu country in northeast Arnhem Land. There is much anticipation. Some of the first words the Prime Minister said after winning office were that the voice to Parliament was something he saw as crucial. He said further since then that it's just about manners, embedding, entrenching, enshrining a voice to Parliament within our Constitution, our founding document. So based upon that and the fact that this is going to be the Prime Minister's first set-piece speech on Indigenous affairs in an Indigenous community, will he be looking at a date, a process to get to the date, perhaps a sequence of wording, or the question that has really split this conversation, should there be just the wording in the Constitution or a model for a voice? That's what we're going to find out tomorrow, Nada.
Dan Borscher reporting from northeast Arnhem Land. Thank you.